Hey guys, how you doing? We are back with another reaction, and I thought I would do one that I've kind of been missing at Salmonella Academy's one of Salmonella Academy's videos. It is called "Scandalous Popes of the Middle Ages." I couldn't resist; it looked really interesting. So yeah, let's get going.
Video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey kids, time to alienate 23.9% of the United States from my potential audience, cause
Wait, yeah, guys, this is gonna be probably brutal. Scandalous popes, I said. So yeah, it's it might be offensive. Let's see.
today, we're talking popes. Now don't get me wrong, the modern papacy is a great thing. Just a genuinely virtuous man being elected to govern and set an example for Christians everywhere.
Oh, I don't mean he's gonna offend us. I'm saying sensitive people might not like the truths that he's about to say, I'm
That's
sure.
awesome. But back in the day, not so. See, in the Middle Ages, the church was one of the greatest powers in the Western world, having massive influence over monarchs and laymen alike. And as we know, with great power comes great tomfoolery. Here's some of the less wholesome popes that history has to offer. Pope Stephen VI assumed the pontificate in May of 896, during a time of great instability for the papacy, where rulers and families of all different shapes and sizes were vying for influence over the Catholic Church. As such, successive popes from this period often had different ideas about how things should be run. Stephen, for example, didn't much care for Pope Formosus, the guy before last. Why? It's complicated. Even if I could wrap my head around all this, it'd probably be boring as hell. So just take
Wait,
it
I
on
don't know
good
if I'm
faith
even
that
gonna read
Steve
it.
had a lot of beef with Formosus. So much beef, or as we call it, papal bull, that Stephen couldn't even be happy that the dude was already dead. So he had the 8-month-old corpse of Formosus dug up, dressed up in pope clothes, sat down on a throne, and literally put on trial, with a deacon appointed to give all his respect. So you thought you could get away from the law with that little dying stunt of yours. Well, tell me, Mr. Thrombosis, did you violate canon law, commit perjury, and pretend to be a bishop when you weren't? Yes, pasta fazool, I am a fool. I've heard all I need to hear. This court finds you guilty, and everything you did as pope, we legally declare to be fake and dumb and stupid and dumb. Now throw him in the river.
Guys, this is who your leader is. He clearly doesn't have much to worry about in life.
The river? Can he do that? See the hat? That means I'm Pope. P-O-O-P Pope. You better 3-point that bitch into the briny deep right quick, or I'm gonna raise hell. Metaphorically. So they throw him in the river. This whole thing caused an uproar among Formosa's supporters, and after Formosa's corpse was allegedly seen performing miracles at the riverbank, Stephen ended up being overthrown, imprisoned, and executed by strangulation. The body, now slimy and disgusting, was fished out of the Tiber and reinterred in St. Peter's Basilica, where it rests to this day. Next, we'll talk about John XII. This guy already looks like one of my characters. Why don't we just, yeah, there we go. This guy ascended to the throne when he was just 18 years old, which is insane. If I was elected world's biggest hat wearer at that age, you better believe things would get real unpapal real quick. I'm talking gambling, hookers, setting fires, and toasting to the devil. And when you know it, these are all things John XII did. It's said that he took the sacred palace and literally made it into a whorehouse. Matter of fact, while
guys, listen, I don't know if it's his fault. Okay, why do we let these people why do we let them rule? Why? Why does this happen?
Researching the guy, I stumbled across this list of sexually active popes. This is a real Wikipedia article. Take a hike, toilet paper orientation. Daddy's got a new favorite. John is featured prominently on this list, of course. He had a thing for widows for some reason. Personally, I'm not big on weepy old hags. I'm more of a carefree young hag type of guy, but to each their own. He also banged his niece a bunch, which not the most virtuous act, but you know, Middle Ages and bloodline, fucking whatever. His playboy lifestyle eventually caught up to him, though, leading to the Synod of Rome, where everyone got together to talk about what a piece of shit he is so they could kick him off the throne. Besides all the deviancy, there was a lot of things they had problems with. For one, someone once offered John some money to ordain a 10-year-old as a bishop, and he was just like, alright, I would have done it for free, honestly. Look how big those robes are on him, that's hilarious. He also had a deacon ordained in a horse stable, just like, oh, for fuck's sake, alright, let's get this over with. Shouldn't we be doing this in like a church? Listen, bucko, if it's good enough for Jesus to be born in, it's good enough for you to have your little cardinal party. No, sir, not cardinal, he's just a deacon. Not if you keep running your mouth, you aren't. He also liked going on hunting trips now and then, generally considered to be something popes don't do, although my suspicion is that they were just tired of cleaning his big stupid camo hat every time.
But why is okay? I understand like there's just like rules that they followed and just put whoever in that throne, but like come on, it's not that it can't be that complicated. Or maybe they're just too worried about their own lives to worry about this weird 18-year-old pope. I don't know.
Probably his worst act, though, was putting on a helmet, followed closely in second by the time one of his subdeacons got on his nerves, so he literally cut off his dick and murdered him. So between all this and some conflicts with Otto I of the Holy Roman Empire, John was uncanonically ousted in 963. Except as soon as Otto left Rome, nobody was there to pressure him off physically anymore, so John was like, lol, just kidding, rounded up all his groupies, kicked the new pope off the throne, and continued his role like nothing happened by early 964. But just a few months later, fate caught up with John, and he died the way he lived, committing adultery. Now let's be real. We all
wait. Okay, wait. Yeah, because at that time it takes a long time to get a message to someone. So he could probably be there for a long time without anyone noticing from far away.
Let's be real. We all have our little guilty pleasures in life. Some people like adultery.
Hold on.
Now let's be...
Wait. I'm sorry. I want to see what that says.
But just a few months later, fate caught up with John, and he died the way he lived, committing adultery.
Apoplexy or at the hands of an outraged husband. Sadly, I don't know what apoplexy is. A stroke. A stroke? Wasn't he super... I mean, I know anyone could have a stroke, sure, but... I mean, it was that time when people didn't live as long. Huh, interesting.
Adultery. Now let's be real. We all have our little guilty pleasures in life. Some people like a nice bag of Cheetos. Others like scented candles or poorly drawn educational videos. Alexander VI liked watching horses fuck. According to Vatican chronicler Johann Burckhardt, he would specifically arrange for his stallions to be introduced to mares in heat outside his palace, and he'd stand up on his balcony to watch them violently mate, which just tickled him pink for some fucking reason, and he'd laugh uproariously during the entire spectacle. He also once threw a party in the palace called the Banquet of Chestnuts, also referred to as the Joust of Whores. Wait a minute. Horse jousting. Horses banging. Was dyslexia a thing back then? Nah, but during the banquet, Alexander had 50 of Rome's finest raggedy harlots line up and strip down for him and his guests, which, by the way, included 2 of his children, which, by the way, he had many children, but at this point hardly a concern. Guests began throwing chestnuts at the ladies, who got down on their hands and knees and scrambled frantically, like the cook at Denny's when I held him at gunpoint, trying to collect as many as they could. After this went on for a while,
Wait. I heard you say the Denny's thing. Anyways, but again, why throughout history have we always put these types of people at the throne in charge of things? Why?
Alexander was like, all right, kiddos, game time. Whoever can bang the most broads before the night's over wins Rome's finest silks. And the only condition is that anybody who makes a joke about nutting on someone's chest gets disqualified. It's too easy. This is all according to that one Johann guy, mind you. Some secondary sources differ pretty significantly on the
Okay.
more lurid details of all this, so do take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, this guy was the official record taker for the ceremonies he was involved with, so it seems equally likely to me that the other guys just wanted to save a bit of face, but who knows. In the end, primary sources are usually the most reputable source of information. After all, what better way to learn about stuff than from people who have direct experience in the subject? That's why you need to try Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes in design, business, technology, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Let's say you have some kind of grand goal you want to achieve, like, say, starting your own papacy and taking over the world. Skillshare's got all the resources you'd ever need to bring that goal to fruition. You got 10 ways to boost your natural charisma, very important with any new religion. How do the wealthy create tax-exempt wealth? That's a given. Basics of balloon twisting, just because they say children are...
Well, the answer to that is religion. have a religion. You can get tax-free status.
The most important ones to indoctrinate, the whole Joe Camel theory, etc. Join the more than 7 million people already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for my viewers. The first 500 people who visit the link in the description will get 2 months of unlimited access to the 25,000 plus classes on Skillshare for absolutely free, so please, start filling up that void in your skull you call a brain today. Anyway, that's all for today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
Okay, well, this video was 5 years ago, so I don't know if that link in his description still works, but if so, I mean, it's still there. I see it right here. I'm not really surprised. It sounds about right. I don't know why we've always done this to ourselves throughout history. Just having the weirdest, sometimes the weirdest leaders and just like letting it go, letting them wreak havoc. I don't know why we do this to ourselves. Anyways, if you liked the video, please subscribe, and I'm going to be looking at the comments to see if there's anything you recommend that I should watch. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.